joined each other multiple times. Now they're separated by the Atlantic Ocean, but still they would meet up halfway. That just makes me cry a single beautiful tear.
Oh, how lovely. But I think about Atomic's parents pulling the plug in the internet while you're in the middle of a match. Johnny boy, fire would come out of your ears, I'm assuming, if this was you.
It's something we can all relate to. Maybe not as high stakes as Atomic's situation there, but yeah, we all know what that's like when you're in the middle of a big boss battle or in the middle of something that's super important, and then your parents decide now's the time to reset the internet. Yeah, type 1 in chat if you agree.
All right, well, let's focus in on the match at hand. It's almost time for our first series of the day, so let's talk about it. Right, kicking things off in the lower bracket semi-final, Suhhh taking on Monkeys. Monkeys off a win against German Amigos yesterday, and Suhhh taking out G1 in style as well. Which of these teams are we kind of leaning towards as we approach our first match? Cole, I'll come to you first.
For me, the main difference between the two teams, they both had a fairly difficult run in the lower bracket, needing to win a couple of matches to make it here, but it's Raziers versus Though in the 1v1. Raziers would be huge favourite in that one. And Johnny, as we've seen throughout this, if your teammate reliably wins 1v1s, it builds your momentum, gets you confidence, and it just seems like a freebie on the board that you can rely on.
Yeah, and that I totally agree. That is the difference. I mean, their 3v3 and 2v2 records so far this weekend, or this week I should say, are extremely similar. I think 5-1, 5-2 in 3v3. So they've both been doing well in threes. They're both 2-1 and 2s, but yeah, Monkeys have got Raziers, and Suhhh, though, has yet to take a game in 1v1. You know, Raziers is actually 1-1. He was upset by Dorito, but that's the free win there. I think it is a massive advantage for Raziers. It would be crazy if Though can beat him. Very impressive. So I think, yeah, Monkeys are just going to have an extra game in this one.
All eyes on this one match as we approach it, but I'm going to get a prediction from you both. I'm actually worried about their next matchup in the lower bracket final, but let's not even think about that. Johnny, I'm going to come to you first. Prediction for today, please.
Yeah, I'm going Monkeys. I think that, Suhhh have reached their limit. Unlike Koi, the Cinderella run in America, they don't have a ones main, and it's just going to become more of a problem the further in this event they go. Monkeys have got one, and with that extra win, I think it just gives them too much of an advantage, and I'm going Monkeys to win the best 5.
Cole, do you agree?
Probably, but I'm going to go the other way. I think there's definitely an upset potential right here. Take the 1v1 out of it, because Suhhh could very easily win the first 3v3, and then that's just balanced out. So I think in any given matchup, Suhhh definitely take this, let's say 40% of the time. I'll say it's one of those 40s.
Okay, well, for the viewers at home, you know everything that you need to know. All 4 remaining teams have already qualified for Gamers 8 2023, so let's not worry about that. Let's crown a European champion. Let's go into our first match of the day. Suhhh versus Monkeys, Stumpy and Jorby in the caster seats.
Oh boy, Stumpy and Jorby, this one's gonna be fun. I am excited for it. What's up,
Is
Stumpy?
Jorby muted, or is that just me?
Oh no.
I get the feeling Jorby's muted.
Now I'm here. Hello, Stumpy.
There he is. There's the man. Hello, mate. How are you?
I was saying it's absolutely lovely to be with you, and I don't know how this is gonna go, but I know it's gonna be great. Suhhh and Monkeys about to take the pitch, and we were kind of talking about it right before, Stumpy, but this feels probably the most even out of the most of the matches we've had this week.
It's weirdly even, to the point where it seems a little bit spooky, where in the 3v3s, the 2v2s, the 1v1s, we total them up, see how they're doing so far. Both teams have 5 wins, 2 losses in the 3v3. Both teams have 2 wins and 1 loss in the 2v2, but the only place they differ is that Suhhh have got 2 losses in 1v1, whereas Monkeys have 1 win and 1 loss. Is that enough, Jorby, to be giving Monkeys the advantage, would you say?
I mean, I think that I understand where Johnny's coming from with his Monkeys pick. You think about the talent on this roster alone. I mean, Raziers having that 1v1 ability, and how about Smokes? I mean, I think Smokes has had a great qualifying tournament as well. I don't know, Suhhh, Though and Mike Boy always find a way to insert themselves into the mix in Europe. One way or another, no matter what, there's a tournament, they're making a main event, or they're qualifying for Gamers 8. Now trying to win a little bit more for charity. Quite the story for all 3 of these players, including Hibbs.
These players have got very confusing Wikipedia pages, I feel, all the time. Because every now and then it'll be, oh, okay, they've thrown like a bubble tournament, or they won't do that well in something. And then, oh, they're now in a main event. Oh, they're now going to a $2 million LAN. But they always seem to be that eternal team. Smokes off that double touch. Mike Boy's able to clear it out onto the corner. And that defense is something that Suhhh are going to have to rely on a lot, because Monkeys, I feel, especially with Raziers, have got that slight advantage on the attack.
Yeah, Monkeys played quite aggressively yesterday in their matches. A lot of bump and demos attempts, screens across the line. Right there, Hibbs jumping at An attempted pass a little early from Suhhh. So also very similar, I'd say, in terms of the way the game usually goes for them. They don't really... third man isn't like playing lax. Everyone plays real tight together. That's another good try here for Suhhh, turned away as Monkey's trying to get out of defense.
Razier's now on that left-hand side. It's going to force Mike Boy to actually miss that back corner boost, but it gets stolen away. I think Razier's might have just missed out on that chance, but an attack from Hibbs leaves it onto 0 boost. More opportunities for Suhhh really starting to materialize, and a miss on the double touch. I love the idea. Mike Boy can't quite come in for that final shot, but faking out some of these passes is going to leave Monkeys guessing, and from the ceiling, Hibbs out of nowhere.
Hibbs called dibs on this one, comes off the back wall. He's waiting for that touch. He's kind of just giving the option out, and it's really not the greatest touch from Tho, but it ends up being great from where Matane was sitting. A high ball, slow drop, Matane the whole way down. Hibbs has advantage on him on the height, and he just went out and grabbed it. Way to go, Hibbs.
I mean, that's why I didn't even think about turning up the excitement in my voice, because I was like, oh, okay, that was not the best pass to mode, but Hibbs, he clearly had other ideas. Fantastic play from him, and he has been a standout player, I think, on Suhhh, and the newest player as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those players that he's kind of a journeyman around Europe right now, isn't he? Hang on a second, they almost put that in. He got a small touch onto it off the post, but Suhhh somehow come up with the save. Here's another pass in front, got over both defenders, and Smokes will collect.
Good pass in the center there as well. Smokes managing to receive it from Matane, but unfortunately for Tho, he sends it straight over to that first passing player. A misplay on the defense. Leaves it open completely for Matane to head up pretty vertically, but has the wherewithal to send it towards his teammate to actually get a convincing shot at the net.
So already trading right after one team scores. Here comes another shot. That one barely saved off the bar. A nice move there from Monkeys. I feel like in the skill mode, Stumpy, the 2v2 and the 1v1, even there, it does not feel like a gimme for either team. But if, if Tho plays well, maybe Matane's going to put this one in as the 3v3 continues.
Matane's card there confused me just a little bit, because I thought he was a blue player getting just the worst clear in existence. In the end, though, he does manage to be on the orange team, manages to get that second goal for the Monkeys. And I think when you look at how these teams stack up against each other, I think Monkeys are strongest because they do have that player in Raziers. He'll be carrying them in the 1v1s. He'll then be a strong player in the 2v2s as well. I think that is going to be much more important in this competition, of course, compared to your standard 3v3 competition.
For sure, for Monkeys, a strong showing overall in these first 3 minutes, but Suhhh have had a lot of chances, a lot of free passes connect in front of the box for them. They'll have to play some defense. Nice work from Tho. Good control on the ball. Now he's got boost. He's got a passing lane if he can find Mike Boy, but that pass wasn't going to get it done. Keeping up the rear, Hibbs. Good delay on his dodge to put that ball back out to the corner. Really, it's just solid defensive positioning and decisions on the dodge economy for Suhhh. Especially using those flips, it's helped them get out of a couple of tight situations against Monkeys.
Great pass central from Tho, but Smoke's able to intercept with 1:20 remaining. It falls back down towards Hibbs and Mike Boy. Trying to go something a little bit different now. We've not seen too many bumps come in, at least none that have been in a particularly scary place until we see Matane remove one of the defenders from the pitch. Mike Boy a chance to shoot. Manages to secure that equalizer as well.
Look at Mike Boy get this one. It's a great initial clear and catch from Tho and Hibbs, and he caught Smokes rotating back. A third man was coming off the back wall, thinking, or trying to defend that back wall option as Smokes is coming back so he can cover the underneath option. But Smokes needed more time. He didn't get it. It was just a great counterattack from Suhhh. Well executed and well placed from Mike Boy.
Both these teams, we've said at the start of the series, will be very even, and into the final minute we go very even again. Raziers with fantastic couple of touches, but Smokes right above the crossbar. He had enough boost to jump up and then just tap it in nice and easily. Instead, he wants to go for a bit more of a power shot. Raziers passing across towards Smokes again. That trust is still there in this team, but that's a shocker of a miss.
Oh, another pass deflected. Yeah, I mean, for Smokes on that play, he dodged too fast. I don't think it's a bad idea to go for that power shot, but he rushed it and tried to catch it on the very bottom of that bounce. He was far away from it. Could have been a big chance for Smokes to take the lead for Monkeys coming near the end of regulation. Though, not the best touch for him. Hibbs can't go. He sees Raziers in the air. Raziers, no boost. Double!
Oh! Good God! God, the angle. I think we all knew what he was going to try here. Hibbs knew what he was going to try. Raziers still manages to slice the goal in half. 17 seconds left. Raziers, the man of this match, gets the third for the Monkeys.
That's a nasty one from Raziers. Does Suhhh have a late goal in them here with the last 10 seconds? Raziers up again. Hibbs gets up to the ceiling quickly. He had the right read, but misexecuted on the challenge. Still Suhhh, no clear. Smokes in the air and taken away by Raziers. Another catch, though. 0-second drill, flick, popped up. Does he get the catch? Mike Boy's got it. Another high flick to commit. They bump into each other a bit, trying to maintain it, and it falls to the ground. Monkeys will retain that win.
Great win as well for Monkeys. That final shot from Raziers. I love the ones where you can see what they're going for. You're thinking, okay, you're going to the corner, you're going to try and get this double touch. But how many times do we see players go for them? How many times do we see them miss it? Here was a beautiful shot at the start of the series too. A couple of wonder goals, realistically.
And just like free passes for both teams, like neither team really getting aggressive on defense and just letting passes come out from really every area on whichever half of the pitch it was. Passes from the corner, you had the transition passes in the third. I mean, that was nasty from Razier, especially no boost. You gotta angle it, you gotta get the power. Like it's like there's so many little things that have to go right there, because if you don't get it right on the nose, you get no power. It falls on the ground. If you don't boost at the right time, your car's not gonna be in the right spot. There's just all of these little things that your intuitive brain is doing automatically. And Raziers, I mean, he got one of the best intuitive brains out there for those reads, and an impressive job from him. And now Suhhh got to go to the 2v2, but here we go again. We can't say anyone's got an advantage in 2v2. Yeah?
Or the 1v1, Jorby.
Okay.
It's going to be a 2v2, don't get me wrong, but...
1v1 in the Raziers. Actually, that might be... Yeah, go ahead, Stumpy.
I don't know. I mean, I brought up the 1v1 just in case people have not seen the crew battles so far. It is going to be a 2v2 Jorby, as he managed to prophesize. I think it would have been a big move to go against Raziers in this, seeing as Suhhh are yet to win any 1v1 that they've had. They've played two, lost both, whereas Monkeys have won one, and they've lost one of theirs as well. But Suhhh and Monkeys are both 2 wins, 1 loss in these 2v2s, and the early goal going to Smokes, receiving the pass from the man Raziers.
Yeah, I feel like teams are obviously experimenting with these game mode picks, but to me, I think it makes more sense if you know you're going to lose the 1v1 or you know you're disadvantaged in the 1v1, get it out of the way before you're on an elimination game. And so picking into Raziers, I feel like might have been the better play for Suhhh. Instead, you play the 2v2, and I think that you just put more pressure on Mike Boy, Tho, or Hibbs, whoever's going to take that, to have to win. Now that 1v1 win is necessary rather than relying on the 2v2, which Mike Boy and Tho are much stronger in. So we'll see if it pans out for them, though. They win this 2v2, then who knows? Who knows what happens from there? Right now, down by 1, though, trying to put pressure on.
I love that this format gives us those conversations too, where you would theoretically, a good move is to pick into a weaker one of your game modes so that it's not in a crucial moment. It makes it so much more chess-like, I feel, and Smokes outplaying in the corner. A couple of chess moves, the king knocking the pawn right down.
This one, Mike Boy, the touch gets away from him. It was an easy touch away from Smokes, and you saw Tho. He turned upfield. Faith that Mike Boy was going to get it, but that ball rolled away from him. That's risky for Tho to turn upfield when you know your teammate doesn't have clear possession. He had to turn back, make up for lost time, and that's really what ended up putting that goal in. Usually you want to put more emphasis on the guy that misses that initial touch as first man, right? But in twos, you just don't have the same type of leeway. So you got to be a little more careful with how you choose to rotate around as second man. Here come Monkeys again.
In that back right corner, we're going to be seeing Smokes go for 1 reset onto the second. Doesn't manage to secure it, unfortunately for him. We saw Zen, I believe, score the double reset yesterday, which blew everybody's mind. Smokes reckons that he's one of them as well, one of those wonder kids. Raziers pinching it towards the side. Smokes now to receive onto the open net, but Tho on the backboard. Can clear it convincingly away and also maintains control. Now finds himself in a 1v1, Mike Boy central.
Mike Boy just getting that touch, though, has to jump for that. Mike Boy gets some time to respawn and collect some boosts. Oh, cut them all off. Now Mike Boy has the chance, but he couldn't put it on target. Had to avoid Smokes. Raziers gets deleted. Mike Boy screening the net. Tho now air dribble, wants the dump, but can't get it. Smokes puts it right above him.
I like Smokes there, seeing that the demo's coming in, stops, and then goes forward again, makes it awkward. Unfortunately, he messes up that save, and Tho is able to get the first one for Suhhh in the game.
I believe it was Suhhh that came back in the 2v2 yesterday when they were down 6-3 and then scored 3 straight goals to come back. I think that was Suhhh. I have to look at that.
Yeah, BDS, was it versus BDS? When were they up 6-0, were they?
They were up 6-3, and then Suhhh came back, scored 3 straight goals, and then won the game with...
Oh, maybe not then.
Or wait, maybe they didn't. No.
Okay.
They lost that one. I'm sorry.
G1 versus Suhhh was a 7-6 in overtime. Was that the one?
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
BDS won the 2v2 and 1v1. And
I ended 6-3, yeah.
Yes, the G1 series is the one I'm thinking of. So definitely got a lot of firepower, even if it's late in the game, which is really the point I was trying to make. Now they come across as they get more pressure on.
That's crazy, coming back 6 goals in a game too, but my boy wanted to try and come back just the 2 in this one. A good pinch away from Raziers, leaves onto that double, but he's not able to grab it, nor is he able to grab that back corner boost. Instead, Mike Boy takes possession. The midfield now sees a flick over the top of Smokes, throw to the backboard. Raziers getting in touch, but then awkwardly flangles his way back down towards ground on Forbidden Temple.
I like flangle. That comes off the tongue just weird enough that flangle. That's just a great one. So trying to drill that one. Oh, Mike Boy, smart to slow that down. And Monkeys jumping their defensive routes a little bit. Gotta be a little careful about how Mike Boy and Tho are moving. Could put yourself out of position. They're not winning that possession battle as often, but they've held on to the lead on defense. Now Raziers. Yeah, there's nothing there for him. Immediately challenged. Good job from Mike Boy and Tho. Oh, might have lost that ball, but fell right back on top of it. Again, the dodge economy for Tho, I think, has really helped him on defense in this game.
Tho actually, I think, calling Mike Boy off that too and make it more awkward. So potentially needing to stay out the play a little bit more. A good challenge from Raziers on Tho in the back corner. Smokes up to receive that with 1 touch and not much boost to his name. Can he get a wonder goal like Raziers did with 0? Instead, it falls back down to Raziers. Challenge versus Mike Boy near the line. The mid boost stolen by Tho. This push can be strong with both committing as well. That's going to be fully open, but the bounce is too high. The immediate shot can't come off.
That was the only place that ball could have gone. Mike Boy was sitting too far underneath it. Mike Boy can't let that one hurt him. He does get the bump. This is a decent recovery, though, from Raziers. He's got no boost, though, in an awkward spot. And then Mike Boy forces Smokes to stay on the ground from that attempted bump. Here he comes again off the ceiling. And Raziers, perfect catch. No chance for Mike Boy to get in, despite the 50. Raziers, all of his boosts. He's by Tho. A chance for insurance. Mike Boy swinging back in. Here comes Smokes. One more reset. Goal!
Smokes too far to the right-hand side, isn't able to air dribble it in anymore, and so manages to get that reset right here. Round the side of Mike Boy, scoops it goalward. 22 seconds and 2-goal lead secured. It's Monkey's game to lose at this point.
Let's see what Suhhh have on the kickoff here. Tho trying to cheat up, but that ball just rolls straight for Raziers.
Good pre-jump.
Good pre-jump. Oh, another block. I think that one might do it. So we will head back to the 3v3. Monkeys may just sweep Suhhh out of this tournament, as they will take game number 2. And Stumpy, we are on match point. Suhhh still got to get this figured out. Monkeys just have the clear advantage right now.
It's been quick, isn't it? I want to be in the booth with you longer, Jorby. I want them to be going to 5, please.
We're not getting real time with each other.
We never do this. We've always got a Johnny in the way or a Cole in the way sitting in the corner. Like, no, I want it to just be me and Jorby for more of a series. Sir, come back into it for your sake and for your charity's sake, please.
Please do.
Please.
Monkeys, they're still trying to end this real fast. Are Stumpy and I rooting for Suhhh? Well, you can type 1 in chat if you think so. Don't type anything if you don't care. Suhhh, I think they care a little bit. They don't want to lose to Monkeys here. They'd like to get a little farther in this tournament, but Smokes and Raziers just proving too powerful in the 2v2, and they've been clutching it all weekend.
It was those early goals as well, right? Like, they got 2 in the first minute, and then it was just managing to get 1 around 3 minutes. It's hard to then try and come back. Yes, they got 6 somehow versus G1, you were saying yesterday, but you can't do that in every single game. Monkeys at 2-0. Something, Jorby, we were very much not expecting.
No, not at all. Also, it was 3 goals. They didn't come back from 6-0.
Oh, right, okay. That's what I thought you were saying.
No. Yeah, it was 6-3.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right, fair enough.
but I think Monkeys really have this one in hand. I feel like Sutton needed to win that 2v2. The 1v1, if they do win this 3v3, I think will be difficult with Raziers. But, you know, it's not really that impossible. Dorito beat Raziers yesterday. And if Dorito can beat Raziers in a best of 1v1, anyone can? Maybe? I don't really think anyone on Suhhh has it. But, hey, they got to win this 3v3 first, Stumpy.
I mean, their 1v1 specialist, not even specialist, their 1v1 player, I suppose, would be Tho. And Tho, as far as I'm aware, doesn't really play them nearly as much anymore. Like, he's a specialist in the sense that he played them in 2018. That doesn't really get you on the table 5 years later.
Ooh. That one, Monkeys. Thought they might have had a way in. Raziers just winning every 50 here. And nobody's going to challenge that ball off the crossbar. Smokes had read it, but it's off the post. Oh, Smokes had jumped for that as soon as it left his teammate's car. And he had the read, but man, putting that on target would have been nasty. Oh, he killed it. Oh, he absolutely killed the ball. Whoa.
The shot was nuts. The save was nutser. 50 seconds, we're already seeing beauty in game 3.
We need the nutsist, but I don't think we're going to get that shot just yet. Oh, that rolls perfect, and then he can't make contact. Really trying to find that cheeky redirect. Now maybe a pass from Hibbs, right back, no contact. We're seeing tons of passes in this series in the 3v3, and now they're just not connecting on them.
Passes midfield certainly seem to be the order of play for Suhhh. They've had a couple of good chances for them, but being blocked out. Always not very convincing shots until that long shot comes in. Bottom right is sniped. Hibbs, the saver from earlier, becomes the dueling dragon scorer for Suhhh.
Super aggressive positioning here from Monkeys. They needed time, and the third man coming up playing like he's second man. I don't know about that one with that 50 going the way it is. Monkeys really pressing. That's an aggressive spot to be in. High risk. They got punished.
Good chances did appear for Raziers with a single reset into the air dribble, rather. He had good opportunity to score that one as well, but the defense from Suhhh has been dead on. But if it's dead on, then do exactly what Smokes tried to do, remove that final defender so they just can't save it.
How do Rocket League cars look like flying drills? Like, Raziers got that reset, put his nose right on it, and just flips into it, and it literally looks like he's spinning like a drill. It's crazy, man. This game's so pretty to look at. Pros that are so good at the game. Smokes trying to jump back on top of it. Good start here for Suhhh. Solid defense. Nice come in for Mike Boy, but nobody there to follow it up initially. Now, a lot of mechanical potential on this Monkeys squad, but they just haven't been able to hang on to the ball in this first half.
Smokes double back flipping away from that opportunity, so leaves it towards Raziers. Smokes on target. Good idea to leave that ball for the first attempt. Heads down pitch, the through ball played through to him, and he's available for the strike.
Yeah, Smokes. Wow.
Great angle.
What do you do if you're Tho there? You're not expecting him to backflip on you. Think you can drill him on the 50, then you stop. Now you look silly because you're in midair. Smokes just leaves the play, and now a follow-up comes right afterwards. I mean, poor Tho just can't seem to find a way to get the touch. I don't know if Smokes meant to backflip on that, but the improv that came right after certainly worked out well. And Monkeys will take it 1-1. It's a little bit of pressure here.
Chances again as Monkeys push down into that back line. Monkey seeming to be the man on defense for Suhhh more often than not, and Demos wanting to come in on him, I would imagine, for Monkeys, instead Raziers tries to push this central. Turning away from that, however, is going to be Matane. Smokes wants to follow up instead. Tho sending it back towards Matane. The backboard is covered by Mike Boy, but again, the man 3 times in a row. Matane keeps making contact.
And they're holding on to midfield. Next up for Smokes. The control out. Matane, no dodge on that last touch, then bumps one player out of the way, but still saw progress. They might have a double available. It was taken away. Another pass. Back right out into space, but Hibbs, that's just a delaying touch to buy Suhhh time. Here comes Matane on the reset. He will have no follow-up from himself or a teammate. Play kind of dies here for a moment, Stumpy, as both teams try to figure each other out.
figuring out their teammates as well, I feel, as we've seen a few double commits coming in from both Suhhh and Monkeys. Need to sort that out, but neither of them being punished too terrifyingly thus far. Back corner sees Though awkwardly messed with that ball, and my boy still in the boost away from Attain. So this orange press can't last too long until Smooth comes in, gets a shot over the crossbar. Raziers hangs out, and still nothing continuing. 1 minute remaining. Thank you very much, text on the screen, as Attain tries to go for that psycho off the sidewall. Left-hand wing is going to see Hibbs flick it central. The attempt until Matane yet again trying to challenge, and he is all over the place in the latter half of this game.
That was good speed to break out. Now Smokes can get a set up. Matane at least puts the threat up. Smokes with control. Not get the bump, though. Avoids the bump, gets the clear out. Keeps in this game.
Double commit, though.
How my boy gets that clear, they can get reset.
It's double commits central and nothing being punished. And I feel like when one team does, they're going to immediately get sought out, but I just see a goal coming in from two players flying at the exact same ball and burning double boost.
It's been happening often. Maybe nerves starting to settle in. Want to progress a little bit farther. Should be a little lower stress for both teams, but the net's just completely open, and Raziers gets a freebie. It's free samples in the blue half.
Raziers, at the death of the game, manages to get yet another goal. And we're saying about a double commit. How about a muck triple? In the back right corner, all three of Suhhh commit to the same ball and it leaves the net open. Final 9 seconds, and Suhhh are chasing anything to stay in.
Oh, Though dove, knowing he's got to get something, some kind of challenge, but Smokes is winning everything. Matane jumps in the air as well. Monkey's fully confident. Oh, that's a perfect bounce. The only guy back is Matane. Though, on the dribble, he's got no boost taken away. A great catch and deny. Oh, he bounced off again.
No way. It's staying up.
Back to Hibbs. That's a good touch. No, he got there. He hopped on top of it. Smokes ends Suhh's run 3-1. You were scared for a minute if you were Monkeys, but the result stays the same.
3-1 in the series, 3-1 in the game rather, 3-0 in the series, and one that we thought would be a lot closer. That ended up being very decisive, to be honest. Raziers with 2 late screamers securing the win for Monkeys. They go through to the lower bracket final. They're going to be facing the loser of Oxygen versus Vitality. Neither of them, Jorby, a particularly easy matchup.
No, that's not going to be an easy time for Monkeys, but they really cleaned up business against Suhhh. And I just have to say, Suhhh had an incredible run in this tournament. Nobody had them beating both G1 and BDS to get to this point. That's a massive run, especially Stumpy to go undefeated in 3s against BDS. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like that's impressive no matter what format you're playing in. And Suhhh absolutely deserved this run, deserved their qualification into Gamers 8, but Monkeys get a little bit more money for charity as they move on in the tournament.
Suhhh have had a brilliant time through the bracket, and that is going to be confidence inspiring, not only for the Gamers 8 LAN that's going to be taking place in August, but also for RLCS that's happening in really not that long, a couple of weeks now. I think the qualifiers happening this weekend or next potentially. It is going to be a real fun time if we're going to be looking at seeing what happens in those qualifiers. Otherwise, Monkeys, congrats through to the lower bracket final, and you'll be playing with Suhhh, I suppose, over in Saudi Arabia.
Well, the Monkeys are swinging. Can they swing back up to the grand final? Banks, guys.
The Monkeys are swinging. You go, Jorby. I like that one. Monkeys move into the lower bracket final. Suhhh have been sent packing. But, they've still earned $125,000 for a charity of their choice and a spot at Gamers 8, so nothing to sniff at. But mistakes were made. Congratulations to Monkeys. I'm joined by Cole, by Johnny, in the virtual studio. We're going to be seeing Monkeys compete later today against the loser of our next match, right? Oxygen and Vitality. Johnny, that is a little bit of an ask.
Yeah, it's a bigger ask again for Raziers, the ones main. We saw it in North America. When you go to best of 7, your ones main can be called upon twice. So Raziers might need to do even more than he already did in this series in 3s and 2s. Yeah, the 3 teams with the 3 best 1v1 players have made top 3. That's kind of what happens in this format.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's a fair point, to be honest. Highlights on your screen brought to you by Aramco. Cole, that angle by Raziers in that first 3s match, outrageous. We saw the casters' minds explode during that. Hopefully we get to see that again in this replay, but there it is.
There it is.
Look at that, Cole. That's just outrageous. I mean, how much practice are these guys putting in to be able to pull off things like that, or is this just magic?
I mean, it is just magic, but it is also a lot of practice. That goal as well, Johnny Boy actually spoiled it because he was watching the production broadcast and I was watching it live on Twitch. So he had about 8 seconds and Johnny went, oh my God. And the rest of us were like, oh, where is it? There's the goal. So cheers for that, Johnny. But yeah, there's something about Gamers 8 and Gamers Without Borders that just seems to bring out the best in Raziers. I'm not sure what it is. He just turns into a genius version of himself. So hopefully, once again, when we do get to Saudi Arabia and when he gets to Saudi Arabia, he'll be popping off those wonder goals because he just seems to have this format in his back pocket banks.
I mean, we're all kind of really enjoying watching this crew battle format at this point. How do we even tune into this kind of gameplay between now and Gamers 8? Do we just have to check out the streams that are going on Twitch between, like, these players? Do they compete in crew battle format on stream much?
So the best you can get is twitch.tv/JohnnyBoy_I.
Hey, Johnny Boy was waiting for that. Johnny Boy was like, he's got to plug me. Come
He
on,
was thinking it, yeah.
seriously.
No, I actually didn't think you were going to say that. I was going to say myself, I got to think, you know, if other tournament organizers in the Rocket League scene are watching this, they have to be, they have to be paying attention. The crew battles format is so exciting. There's so many different ways of doing this. This is just one crew battles format. It is such a fresh breath in the Rocket League scene, which is really, really stacked with 3v3, which is obviously awesome. It's the main game mode for competition, but variety is brilliant. That is part of what makes this event so special.
Yeah, absolutely love it. So we have an updated bracket for you guys at home so you can check the routes at which all of these teams have competed in up to this point. Only 3 matches remaining today. $1.25 million is on the line. Monkeys awaiting the loser of our upper bracket final, which will be up next. But look, they are just chilling there in the lower bracket final. A 3-0 against Suhhh to get the day started. Absolutely love that energy. So we're going to be talking Vitality versus Oxygen Esports coming up after this very short break, but we're not going to jump the gun. Cole, you're not going to be with us after this break, so can I get a very quick prediction from you? Pretty sure what you're going to say, but go for it anyway.
I mean, you've been pretty excited for Zen this whole event, Banks, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Big bad Zen, big bad Vitality. They'll make it up into the grand finals in the upper bracket to me.
Oh, there you go. We're going to be going to a very short break. When we return, we're going to have the upper bracket final. See you after.